Hello, my name's Dustin Anderson. I'm here for my mid-semester reflection for evidence-based holistic healthcare 2. Um, I think my performance in the class has been going well. I've been able to keep on top of the readings for the most part. Sometimes I've had to go a little past the deadlines for when Dr. Games wanted the readings completed, but for the most part, staying on track with those. I think I've been doing the best I can with communicating with classmates when we've had to do group projects. I may not get back to them that day, but definitely before I go to work the next morning, I'm in contact with them. Um, I think the feedback that I've been getting on my grades is appropriate. I've been doing well. I missed a few points here and there, but again, the feedback's been great with that, and I feel comfortable with my performance. Um, what I think is going well in the course is um, there's a good amount of appropriate reading for what we're doing. Um, and at some points, it seems like there's a lot, but the articles aren't too bad to read. They usually go pretty fast, pretty well. The material's good, and I like that there's a mix of good evidence and there's some of it that makes us think, and um, it shows that there's especially areas of improvement with injury prevention. I like that. When we were given those readings, the point of it was to show us that, hey, we always talk about injury prevention, but there's not much known about what actually prevents injuries. There's a lot of stuff that we think that can, but there's not a lot of, I don't want to say there's not a lot of evidence, but the evidence isn't as great as it can be. And that could be areas that we can work on as clinicians moving forward. Um, what I think is not going well in the class is the most of our readings is coming from articles, and I've read quite a bit of books on um, orthopedic diagnosis, treatment, evaluation. I think if we could find a good solid book as a reference for the class, I think that would be good. I know there's no easy answer with that one, and um, I'm thankful that we've not had to buy a lot of books for this program and understand that we're looking for the best evidence out there. But sometimes, a good book is always a good reference with anything. Um, I like a lot of stuff coming from the Andrews Clinic and Kevin Wilkes. I like a lot of their stuff. I think it's beneficial, and I've seen a lot of good results using their methodology. Um, how can I improve on the second half of this course? I think just continue to do what I do and be a little bit better about going back and reading over material from week to week if I have any questions. I think I've sort of adopted the philosophy of, okay, we're done with the knee, let's move on to the hip, or we're done with the ankle, let's go on to the knee, or we're done talking about injury prevention, so let's just move on to the next beast. And that sort of goes against the name of the class, which is holistic healthcare. So I think going back and looking over those things pretty regularly, maybe not every week, but every 2 weeks, I think would be beneficial with moving forward. And I think it would keep it fresh in my mind. So actually going to put it into clinical practice, not just, okay, we got to check a box and move on. Um, I think my classmates have been pretty great this semester. Like I said, we've had to do, I think, one or two group projects, and we've communicated pretty well. Everybody's been flexible with everything, and I wouldn't change anything in that aspect. Um, how do I think it could be adjusted at midterm to this? How do I think it could be adjusted at the midterm to improve the class? I think if we get some clinicians and have them talk about their evolution and starting practice and to where they are now. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be like a collaborative session. It could be sort of like what we've done for administration and healthcare. Dr. Games interviews them, and we get a couple. He uses a couple questions from the students, but sort of seeing where they've come clinically, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and sort of different settings. Like, if we can get like orthos and new athletic trainers, old athletic trainers, and sort of get a good idea of or get a good mix of clinical experience and expertise. I think that would be pretty great. I think it would also break up the monotony of just reading every week if we can actually throw a video in there, get a little more interactive with that one. And how can the instructor improve the course in the second half? I think Dr. Games has been doing great with what he's been giving us. He's been energetic. He's been upfront with the assignments, especially if we've had a lot of reading. He'll tell us that, yeah, we've got a lot, but here's the reason why we have a lot. And I like that. It's just not throwing us to the wolves with reading, but there's a purpose behind it. I think keep going the way you're going with this one, and maybe throw in a little more of the videos from practicing clinicians, and I think that would add a little bit more dynamic to the class, and it wouldn't feel like we're just reading upon. We don't have readings upon readings upon readings. Maybe for every section, you find someone that wants to talk about the knee, the ankle, or the hip. I think that would be pretty good with moving forward with the class. And I know we're the first iteration of this, and it's just going to get better as we go along. Overall, I think the class is going well, and we'll adjust as we go along. But I think everything is going well. Bye.